From the day Nene was born, there was something different about her. She didn't cry much like other babies. No, she just yawned, smiled a little and slept off. Even the nurse who delivered her said, "This one will like sleep, oh, madam, she won't stress you at all." And she was right. As a child, Nene loved sleeping even more than food. When other children were running around playing 10-10 and suwe, Nene would find a corner, lie down with a wrapper over her head, and snore like a baby cow. Sometimes neighbors thought she was sick. One auntie even came to knock one day. "Mama Nene, your daughter has not moved since morning. Oh, is she okay?" Mama Nene smiled. "She's okay. She's just resting." "Resting kwa?" "Okay, oh, if you say so." Mama Nene was always embarrassed. This girl would never stop dragging her legs out. Unfortunately, even Cain couldn't chase sleep away from Nene. Her mother tried everything. She poured cold water on Nene in the mornings, but Nene would still sleep on a wet mattress. She put pepper under her nose. Did it work? If I hear, Nene would sneeze and go back to sleep. Not even buying the loudest alarm clocks could help, as Nene's spirit of sleep was stronger than all her mother's efforts. It was also worse in school. Nene would sleep in class with her mouth open and pencil still in her hand. Her classmates would draw on her face with red pen, yet Nene wouldn't move. Her teacher, Mrs. Uzo, got tired. One day she shouted, "Nene, wake up! What kind of spirit is holding your eyes?" Nene jumped up confused and said, "Sorry ma, I was praying in my heart." "Praying kwa?" The teacher frowned. "Yes ma, I always pray with my eyes closed," Nene explained. "You were snoring while praying?" Nene smiled. "Yes ma, that is when I pray deeper." The whole class burst into laughter. Mama Nene was called to school more times than she could count. One day, she sat Nene down. "My daughter, tell me the truth. Is it that you are tied in the coven of sleep? Do you often see yourself floating anywhere?" Nene frowned. "Mommy, you worry too much. This sleep is natural. Some people sing, some dance. As for me, I sleep." Her mother exclaimed in shock. "Ewo, my own child is gifted in sleeping." No matter how much her mother talked, Nene didn't care. In fact, every warning was like comedy to her. She even gave herself the nickname Sleep Ambassador. One Saturday afternoon, Mama Nene was cooking egusi soup when she heard people laughing loudly from the backyard. It was Nene talking to her friend Ola. "I will enjoy marriage, oh," Nene said. "Are you sure? Marriage is not being so," Ola replied. "I beg, marriage is not a military camp. I will sleep when I want to. My husband will understand." From the kitchen, her mother shouted, "Which husband will understand?" "Mommy, leave it now. Marriage is love, not labor. I won't marry a man that will be shouting 'wake up' every morning." Her mother had to come out to meet them. "Nene, so you think marriage is sleep and meat pie? Let me tell you, marriage will humble you." Then I'll marry a humble man now," Nene laughed. "God, I beg, oh." Her mother looked up. "This girl thinks marriage is a playground. Look, Nene, a good wife wakes up early. She takes care of the home. She prays with her husband. She manages money. She doesn't sleep all day like a lazy cat." Despite all this, men still admired Nene. She was beautiful and had a lovable personality, and that was how she captured the hearts of Obasi. It all started on a Sunday morning. Nene had managed to follow her mother to church, but after praise and worship, she was already dozing, while others were shouting, "Amen." Nene was mumbling, "Zmen." Right in the middle of the pastor's message, her head dropped forward with a loud bam, and her forehead hit the pew in front of her. Everyone turned while her mother covered her face in shame. God, why me? Just as Nene was rubbing her forehead and trying to sit up straight, a gentle voice whispered, "Are you okay?" She looked up and there he was, Obasi, a fine, tall man with glasses that made him look like a rich professor. "I am fine," she said, pretending to be alert. "I noticed you've been meditating deeply," Obasi smiled. "Oh yes, I was praying." You pray very silently," Nene smiled, trying to act classy. After church, Obasi waited outside and greeted her again. "I am Obasi. I just joined the church." "I am Nene. I have been here for long." He smiled. "I like peaceful people. You look peaceful." "My life is peace itself," Nene smiled proudly. They exchanged numbers, and from that day, Obasi began to call. They would talk for hours. Surprisingly, Nene had energy on the phone. Oh, she would gist and laugh without blinking. But when he asked to meet her for lunch at 12 p.m. one Saturday, Nene came at 2 p.m. She quickly apologized. "I am sorry, I overslept." "There is no problem," Obasi smiled. He liked her too much to complain. Love was truly blind and a little deaf too. But one day, Nene warned him, "I like to sleep a lot, oh. I hope you won't come and be disturbing my destiny." Obasi laughed. "No problem, I'll be patient." And truly, he was patient. He accepted her weaknesses without complaint. Even Nene's mother was surprised. Obasi must be sent from heaven, oh. When Obasi proposed, Nene accepted without a second thought, and they had a beautiful wedding ceremony. But before they left, Nene's mother took Obasi aside and whispered, "My son, may God be with you in this journey. I hope your house has enough noise, because if you let this girl sleep in a calm environment, she may forget to wake up." Oh, Obasi just laughed. He had no idea what he was signing up for. At first, Nene tried, for real. She wanted to be a good wife. She woke up early, cleaned the house, prepared meals, and even prayed with Obasi in the morning. Obasi was impressed. "Wow, this marriage thing is working," he said. But after 2 weeks, Nene started showing her usual signs. First, she overslept and forgot the soup on fire. Obasi came home to meet a burnt pot and smoke in the kitchen. But Nene's mouth was very sharp. She quickly blamed it on the onions. "The onions were making me cry, so I went to lie down small." The next week, she forgot to pick up Obasi's clothes from the dry cleaner because she slept off while watching TV. Then one day, Obasi came home early and found Nene sleeping on the floor with a mop in one hand and the bucket beside her. He shouted, "Nene, what happened?" Nene jolted up. "You are back?" "Oh, I was just mopping when I felt a breeze. Then I just said, let me sleep a little." In the middle of cleaning, Nene. Obasi scratched his head. He had to be patient. Love is endurance after all, right? But things got worse, and when Nene got pregnant, it became a disaster. From the day she found out she was pregnant, pregnancy became her golden ticket to sleep all day. When Obasi tried to talk, she would say, "You don't understand though, you are not the one who is pregnant. Do you know I am carrying a full human being?" She would sleep after breakfast. She would sleep before lunch and sleep during dinner. She even slept in the bedroom while brushing. Once, Obasi found her with 2 toothpaste foam on her chin, sleeping and holding the toothbrush like microphone. He quickly took pictures for evidence. Nene, this is not normal now. But Nene defended. Obasi, you don't understand though. Pregnancy comes with sleep. My baby needs rest. But you are the one sleeping and not the baby. Yes now, because we are one. Obasi just shook his head and walked out. When she finally gave birth to a healthy baby boy, Obasi almost cried. Not because of the baby, but because he hoped things would change. But alas, motherhood didn't cure Nene's gift. She slept even deeper after delivery. Even her own mother was shocked during Omugwo. One night, Mama Nene was carrying the baby and struggling to stay awake. She entered Nene's room and shouted, "Nene, come and breastfeed this boy." Nene opened one eye and said, "Mommy, just dance with the baby a bit. He will sleep back." Which kind of mother are you, Nene? Do you want your baby to survive on air? Throughout the period of the Omugwo, Nene barely touched the baby except to breastfeed him. She made sure to make good use of the resting period, even though her mother wouldn't stop complaining. By the time the Omugwo period was up and her mother left, Nene sighed in relief. Finally, I can rest from all her shouting. Obasi was shocked. Rest? Nene, are you dreaming? Don't you know the baby is your responsibility now? Nene shrugged. I know now, but I'll manage. It's not that hard. Well, she said that on a Monday, but by Wednesday, she had forgotten the baby's bath water on the fire and slept off. Reality came with full force now that Nene was alone with her baby. She tried chewing gum to stay awake, but after a while, she would chew and still sleep. One night, she put her feet inside cold water, but slept off and kicked off the bucket. What of loud music? She slept through the bars like a rock. She continued to patch her way through motherhood until one day when her fellow sleeping ministers pushed her off the cliff. Obasi came home that evening to find her asleep on the sofa with her phone ringing under her cheek. He tapped her. "Nene, how long have you been sleeping?" Nene opened one eye, rubbed it and said, I don't know. When you left this morning, I just said let me rest small. Eh? You have been sleeping since morning, Nene. What of the baby? Oh, he was beside me. He crawled away small, but he will come back. Obasi looked around. Crawled away? Where is he now? Nene sat up, looked left, looked right, and froze. Jesus, my baby, oh! They both rushed round the house calling, "Junior, Juju, come here, Bobo, Papa." But Junior was nowhere in sight. Obasi started panicking. He ran to the kitchen, and that was when he screamed, "Nene, come here!" Nene came running, and when she entered the kitchen, her mouth opened wide. The baby had decorated the entire kitchen. There was rice on the floor. Beans were scattered like petals on the floor. Gari was floating in water on the tiles. And in the middle of it all was baby Junior, sitting proudly inside a bag of flour, like it was his swimming pool. His whole body was white, his nose, his hair, even his eyebrows. It was as if he had joined a masquerade camp. Then Obasi noticed him crawling towards a small red container. Ah, Pepe! Obasi dived like goalkeeper and snatched it just before Junior dipped his hand inside. He picked the baby up and rushed to the bathroom. Then he turned to Nene. "You were sleeping through all this?" Nene covered her mouth. I didn't hear anything. I think I must have slept too deep. Oh. Obasi couldn't talk again. He bathed the baby, dressed him quickly, and stormed out with Junior in hand. "Where are you going?" Nene asked. "To the hospital. What if he swallowed something dangerous?" But please now, let me follow you." "No. Stay right here and continue sleeping." With that, he slammed the door and left. At the hospital, Obasi was pacing back and forth like a madman. The nurse came out and said, "Sir, your baby is fine. He just had a little flour in his ear." Obasi almost cried in relief. "Thank you, Jesus." Meanwhile, back at home, Nene was sweating under the air conditioner. She was fully alert now. I've messed up. I have really messed up. Oh. She tried calling Obasi, but his number was switched off. And when he returned later that night, he didn't even greet her. He walked past her and dropped the baby on the bed. Then he stood with his arms folded. Nene ran to him. "Obasi, I am very sorry, please." "Sorry? Sorry? You were sleeping while my son was in danger. Would you be saying the same sorry if something had happened to him?" "I know, I was just tired. I tried to stay awake. I even chewed gum." Obasi pointed at her angrily. "Nene, I have tried though. I have closed one eyes, even closed the two eyes for you. But today, my eyes opened." "Obasi, please now, I am really sorry." "Nene, I can't trust you anymore. You don't have any sense of responsibility. This house is not a playground." Tears rolled down Nene's cheeks. "I will do better. I will change, I promise." "I have heard that before. Now, tomorrow morning, you will pack your things and go back to your mother's house. I need space to think." Obasi, you can't send me away with the baby now." "And who says I am sending you with him? I am sending you alone. He is safer here with me." Nene knelt down begging. "Obasi, please, don't do this. You are my husband." But he turned and walked out. Nene sat on the floor crying until she slept off. She slept in that position all night. By morning, Obasi had packed her bag for her, placed her phone and small cash on top. "I already called a keke for you, and I informed your mother too." Nene stood outside her house with swollen eyes. She looked up at the sky and shook her head. "So this is how my marriage ends, because of sleep." She entered into the keke slowly like a defeated warrior and kept sniffing the whole ride. The keke driver didn't even ask what was wrong. He just increased his music volume to avoid drama. When she arrived at her mother's compound, she came down quietly, wiped her eyes, and knocked on the gate. "Mama, it's me, your daughter." From inside the house, Mama Nene shouted, "Go back to your husband. This is my own husband's house." "Mama, he sent me away." "Good, then go back and beg him." Nene was shocked. She shouted even louder, "Mama, I don't have anywhere to go. Just let me in for today. I can sleep on the floor." "Of course, you can sleep on the floor now. That is your favorite place." "Mama, please, I have changed." Her mother opened the door slightly. "Really? So, how many hours have you stayed awake today?" Nene looked down. "About 2.5. "Then come back when you reach 6 hours," she said, and slammed the gate. Nene stood there like a chicken caught in the rain. She looked left, looked right, sat on her bag and began to cry. "God, I am finished though. Even my own mother chased me away. Where will I go?" She wandered for hours like a refugee. That night, she found a wooden bench outside one local mama put joint and sat there. She tried to sleep, but for the first time in her life, sleep refused to come. The ground was too hard and the night was too cold. Mosquitoes even formed a choir above her head. She covered herself with a wrapper and promised, "If I survive this night, I swear I will change." Morning soon came and Nene looked like Nanny McPhee. Her eyes were swollen, her hair scattered like barbed wires, and her lips cracked. As she dragged herself along the road, she noticed a wooden signboard near a gate. Night security guard wanted, no sleeping, standing job, 12-hour shifts. She blinked twice. No sleeping. Now wow. She almost walked past it, but something pulled her back. She turned and read it again. No sleeping. She looked up at the sky. God, are you saying something to me? Is this what they call divine punishment? But then she sighed. Well, maybe this is what I need though. She knocked on the gate and a tall man with a wide stomach came out. Who you dey find? I saw the sign. I want to apply. The man looked at her from head to toe. You want to be security? You dey craze? I am serious. I can do it. I need this job, please. The man looked suspicious. You look like person wey fit do night duty. Nene raised her hand. I promise I can do it. After some questioning and one tiny interview in the manager's office, they gave her a shirt, a whistle, and a flash torch that looked like it came from 1972. Your shift starts tonight, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. No sitting down, no nodding, no dozing. If you sleep for 1 second, you are gone. That night, Nene arrived early. She wore her uniform and stood at the gate like a soldier. The first 3 hours were fine. She even whistled well and paced back and forth confidently. But by midnight, Wahala began. Her legs were vibrating and her eyes were blinking like faulty traffic lights. She started singing to stay awake. She danced and marched around. She chewed bitter cola. She slapped herself. She put her feet in cold water. By 3 a.m., she started praying loudly. Lord, hold my eyelids, arrest my backbone, slap me if I bend. At one point, she even tied a rubber band to her hand and kept snapping it to feel pain. Some night guards from the next compound came to mock her. See, Madam Security, how far now? But Nene hissed, face your shift. I am not here for nonsense, please. One of them laughed and said, who even give you touch? You see any woman for here? But Nene didn't reply again. She had only one mission: to conquer sleep. And slowly she did. Day by day, she got stronger. She stood for 12 hours with no chair, no sleep, and no sympathy. By the end of the first month, she had dropped 5 kg. Her skin had become pale from stress, but her mind was sharp like blade. One morning, she looked into the mirror and said, Kai, I am no longer Nene the sleeper. I am now Nene the watcher. She also started saving her money, eating less and planning more. 2 months later, she gathered courage, went back to her mother's house and knocked on the gates. Her mother came out and folded her arms. You again? Mama, please hear me out. I have changed. You've said that before, Nene. What is new this time? No, Mama. This time, I can prove it. She showed her cracked heels, her black security boots, and her security ID card. I have not slept in peace for 60 days, Mama. Her mother's eyes widened. Really? Yes, Mama, I now know the value of staying awake. I now understand how careless I have been. Her mother stepped aside and said, "Come in, my daughter. You have really graduated." After Mama Nene welcomed her back into the house, Nene didn't rest. Literally, she couldn't. Rest was now her enemy. She cleaned the compound before sunrise, washed her mother's clothes, cooked, fetched water, swept the gutter, and even helped the neighbors. Her mother was confused. "Nene, are you running for House of Assembly?" "No, Mama, I am just practicing for my second chance." But you hardly sleep again. What happened?" Nene smiled. "Sleep left me when I realized what I lost." That night, she sat with her mother and said, "Mama, I want to go and beg Obasi, but I don't want to go empty-handed." That is a good plan. You need to beg with action, not just tears. And so, the next day, Nene went to the market. With her small savings, she bought some baby clothes, baby formula, and a new set of plates because she had broken almost all the old ones while sleeping through cooking. Then she went to Obasi's house. She stood at the gate and took a deep breath. Knock, knock, knock. The gate opened slowly and Obasi stepped out. She greeted him humbly. "Good evening." Obasi frowned. "What are you doing here?" "I came to beg again, but this time I brought proof." "I don't want your tears and promises, Nene." "No tears today, I promise, just truth." She opened her bag and brought out her security ID card. "I work night shifts, 12 hours straight, no chair, no sleep. Rain has beaten me. Mosquitoes have feasted on me. I have stayed awake every night since you sent me away." Obasi looked at the card and laughed. "You? Security? You where they sleep like broken wall clock." "I did it because I had to fight for my life before I lose everything. I nearly lost my baby, and you too." Obasi didn't say anything. She then stepped forward and held out the baby things she bought. "I bought this for Junior. Please let me see him." Obasi hesitated and then went in. He came back holding little Junior. As soon as Junior saw Nene, he started kicking excitedly. Nene ran and carried him with tears in her eyes. "My Juju, my Bobo, my sweet potato." Obasi stood and watched the scene quietly. After a moment, he said, "Junior misses you. And I do too, but I am scared." Nene nodded. "I understand, but please give me one chance to earn your trust. I am ready to serve this marriage like NYSC." Obasi smiled. "Go and greet my mother. She's inside." Nene almost fainted with joy. "You mean I can come in?" "Don't over-celebrate yet before I change my mind." Nene rushed in, hugging Junior. Mama Obasi was sitting in the living room, sipping tea and watching African Magic when Nene knelt down in front of her. "Mama, good evening. I have come to beg you with clean hands and clean spirits." Mama Obasi stared at her calmly. "Are you ready to wake up in life now?" "Yes, Mama. My eyes are now sharp. Even pin cannot pass without me noticing." So you are done with your sleeping ministry?" "I have left the ministry already, Mama. I have joined the Department of Action." Mama smiled. "All right, stand up. Go and sweep the backyard. Let me test your new spirits." Nene stood up sharply. "Mama, say no more. I will sweep this whole compound to the neighbor's fence without blinking." The next few days were like final exams for Nene. She woke up early, made breakfast, did devotion, cleaned the house, changed diapers, and managed Obasi's schedule like a professional PA. Obasi watched quietly. Every day, he waited for her to fall back into her old ways. But she didn't. One evening, he came back from work to meet the house clean. Food was ready and Junior was asleep. Nene was not sleeping though. She was in the kitchen chopping vegetables and singing praise songs. Obasi entered quietly and hugged her from behind. "You've done well." Nene gasps. "You scared me. I have been watching you, Nene. I wanted to be sure it wasn't just acting." "Obasi, I am no longer a movie. I am now a real life episode." He laughed. "I am proud of you, Nene. You fought sleep and won. You fought for this home." Nene beamed with pride. "Thank you for giving me another chance." "You earned it," Obasi said. That night, Nene slept peacefully beside her husband, not because she was lazy, but because she had worked and fought for her place. She had graduated from the Lazy Wife Academy with distinction, and even the spirit of sleep has packed its bags and left her soul permanently. Thank you for watching the story. Kindly share your thoughts about the story with me in the comment section. What lessons did you learn from this story? Kindly share the story out with your loved ones. Give the story a thumbs up also, and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so by now. Until I bring another story your way. Bye!